Welcome back to Everything School Show. It is Kate Runyon. I'm your host and the sophomore on the women's soccer team. We're here with Karlyn Pickens. She's a junior All-American. Karlyn, welcome to the conversation.
Hi, thank you for having me. There was at least like 4 or 5 schools that had like texted just to like set up a call.
Love it.
And so that was just like such a surreal moment because you're just like sitting at your phone like, oh, is someone gonna text?
It's the best, but it's also like so nerve-wracking.
It's so nerve-wracking.
Did you ever used to hit?
Yeah, I hit all the way up till college.
No way.
I actually came into college and hit in the fall.
What?
I'm gonna shout out Charlie right now. My last college career hit was a home run from Charlie.
Are you serious?
Yeah.
What up, Vol Nation? We're excited to bring a new show to you called Everything School. I'm your host, Kate Runyon. I'm a sophomore on the women's soccer team. We'll be dropping weekly episodes featuring all types of student athletes at the University of Tennessee. Check us out on Apple, Spotify, YouTube, or wherever you listen to your pods. Follow us on social media for highlights of the show in the links below. And don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Really appreciate your guys' support. Hope you enjoy the show, and go Vols. Welcome back to Everything School Show. It is Kate Runyon. I'm your host and the sophomore on the women's soccer team. We're here with Karlyn Pickens.
Hi.
She's a junior All-American. Karlyn, welcome to the conversation.
Hi, thank you for having me.
Of course. Tell us a little bit about where you grew up.
Yeah, so I'm from a small town in North Carolina, Weaverville. It's a very small town, like I mentioned. I grew up going to North Buncombe High School. I love that place. I don't know if you've ever been, but it's just beautiful all 4 seasons. Love home.
Nice. Did you play any other sports in high school or in middle school?
Yeah, I played basketball, volleyball, and softball all throughout high school. Lettered in all 3 and decided softball was the one.
How old were you when you started playing softball?
Well, I started playing t-ball with my brothers when I was like, 4.
Okay.
So if you count t-ball since I was 4, which is a while, but yeah.
Just like playing in the backyard or what?
Yeah, my older brother's like race. He's like the middle child. He always was into sports, and I was right there behind him, wanting to join him and stuff like that. So yeah, definitely.
Yeah. Do your brothers still play sports?
They do not. Race is in college, and my oldest brother, he lives in Texas.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
So how old were you when you started doing softball competitively?
I started competitively when I was probably 12 years old. Up until that point, I just played like youth league, typical stuff like every kid does. And then once I started realizing I was pretty decent at it, I got on a travel team and then took off ever since.
Did you have a moment that you were like, yeah, I could do this for a while?
One moment that comes to mind, and this was really before I even started playing competitively, it was like in a youth league softball game, and I was playing shortstop actually. Don't play shortstop anymore. Do not play shortstop anymore. But I caught like a pop fly, and then the runner on second had got a big lead, tagged the runner on second, and then threw the ball back to first to get the runner at first. So it was like a triple play.
Yeah.
And that was like the biggest highlight of my career, I swear. So that probably was a memorable moment for me.
Okay, yeah. I love it. Tell me about playing volleyball and basketball in high school. What was that like?
It was awesome. My mom played volleyball in college, so I really kind of wanted to test it out, see if I liked it or not. And then basketball, that was like my fun sport. I loved basketball so much. Played that like most of my life, really, like when I started playing t-ball and all that stuff. And yeah, I think it just like kept me in shape, kept me active, and I think it's important for pitchers to be athletes, so yeah.
I love that. How tall were you in high school?
I was, I think I was 6 foot my junior, senior year. Okay. I hit a little growth spurt. Started high school, I was probably like 5'10".
I assume you were a hitter?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was.
Did you ever consider playing volleyball at UT?
No. That's funny though. I always wonder if I had like played like club volleyball, if I would have been good enough to like do that, but no. I always knew like I wanted to play softball in college.
Yeah.
So.
Talk me through like club softball, how that works, and then a little bit about high school softball too.
Yeah, so club softball really starts at like a pretty early age, at least it used to. So I got on the travel team when I was 12, and then after that, I got into a more high-level team around 14U. And then this was before the rule changed, so there actually was a rule where you could commit to a school when you were like in 7th grade.
Which is crazy.
Insane. Yeah. And I was like, I don't know what I want to do with my life in the 7th grade. So I never committed at that time, but went into 16U, 18U, getting recruited by schools. Then COVID hit, which was pretty detrimental because, coaches weren't able to come watch the games and stuff. But I got really fortunate. September 1st came around, which is the day that coaches can contact you. Tennessee called, and that was where it was supposed to be.
Do you remember your first call?
Who was my first call? So actually midnight, September 1st, like that on midnight, I can't remember who. There was at least like 4 or 5 schools that had like texted just to like set up a call.
Love it.
And so that was just like such a surreal moment because you're just like sitting at your phone like, oh, is someone gonna text?
I know, it's the best, but it's also like so nerve-wracking.
It's so nerve-wracking. But yeah, I don't remember specifically who, but it was very exciting.
Yeah, I remember like I was just waiting like up at night, like is something like what if no one texts me? What if someone does? I was like freaking out. Yeah, I was so anxious about it.
It's so scary. And then having to talk to like, it's just a lot
talk to adults and you're like a child.
Never done that before, but it was great.
How fast were you throwing in high school?
Let's see. I know I hit 70 for the first time my junior year of high school. That was kind of always my thing. I was kind of wild, I won't lie. Like, I didn't throw a lot of strikes. I threw very hard, but the accuracy was kind of a problem. But yeah, 70 in at least junior year, and then max was probably 72 in high school.
Has the accuracy been like a big thing that you've honed in on throughout college?
Definitely. That was like the main focal point as soon as I got on campus was like, if you're going to throw hard, you need to be able to command where it's going. So
how do you even train that?
It's just reps. I think, going back to high school, like I was growing and I was getting stronger. So like as I was beginning to like continue to throw harder, the accuracy doesn't necessarily go with it because once you like reach your max, then you have to like dial it in with it. Yeah. So now that I'm like at a more consistent 73, 74, like it's easier to just like rep the spots and stuff.
I don't know if this is the same for you. I'm like taller, not as tall as Karlyn, but like pretty tall. Yeah. And like I was like a giraffe. Like I was growing so much, I like had no control over my limbs. Yeah. Like I was like tripping over the ball all the time. It was a mess.
Oh yeah, me too. Like I grew up and I couldn't even find pants long enough to fit my legs. Like they were always had high waters on. I was like a little baby giraffe out there. Yeah, now softball pants, like all legs.
Yeah, I bet like you have to like put the socks up all the way.
Yeah, have you ever heard of neavage?
No, what is it?
Okay, neavage is where like your socks, like you'll pull your socks up to your softball pants and then you'll try and put your pants over your socks and there's like a gap.
Did you have a gap?
I used to have and now they make pants that are long enough for me here, so.
Let's go.
Thank you.
Shout out Todd.
Yeah, thank
you. Talk about your recruiting process, like, so which kind of visits did you take and then like who were your schools that you narrowed down to?
Yeah, so I knew I wanted to stay in the SEC. That was always my dream, was to play at an SEC school. I actually didn't take any official visits because I committed on September 1st.
What?
Which,
How?
I don't know. It was honestly a funny story because I had the calls set up like literally all day on the phone. And my whole plan was to take my calls and then set up my visits for which schools I was like most interested in. And then Tennessee called and the chancellor, Donnie Plowman, is on the call and I'm like, oh my gosh. And it just, I don't know. I grew up going to Tennessee camps. I love Tennessee. And then in the moment I was like, yep, I'm done. This is what I want to do. And then committed on the spot.
You committed on your very first phone call with Tennessee?
Well.
Or did you hang up and talk to your parents, call them back?
My parents were like actually sitting like on the like dining room table like right across from me, and then they like said like, oh, this is what we're offering, blah blah, and I'm like, yeah, that sounds good. And then I was like, that's what I want to do. So my parents are sitting there like, what?
Are you serious?
Yeah, that's
I like have chills. That's like crazy that's how it went.
It was meant to be. And I love it here.
You literally just said yes like right after they offered you.
Yeah, it wasn't my first call like of the day. Like
I wasn't your first call with Tennessee?
Well, they had been recruiting me like prior, so I had contact with them, but not like, I don't know.
You literally got your offer and you're like, yeah, perfect.
Yep. Where do I sign?
Did you have in your head like Tennessee's my dream school?
Yes, a little bit. I never like had like a true dream school. I just knew I wanted to be close to home, and I grew up like going to a lot of Tennessee stuff, so I knew like, okay, this is like a place I knew I would enjoy. Yeah. And then just all the pieces came together, and I was like, yep, this is what I want to do. Okay.
That is awesome.
Yeah.
What about Tennessee was so special that like made you want to come here that quick?
I know, right? It had to be like a great, crazy reason. I don't know. It was just like the environment I loved. Like every time I came to a camp, the coaches were great. All the girls never had any negative thing to say about it.
Yeah.
And then just like, I know you know a ton about it too, just like the Lady Vol legacy, like no other school has like the platform and just what we have here. So it's just really special, and I wanted to be a part of that.
Yeah, we can talk about that for a second too. Like the way our school invests in women's athletics is insane.
It's crazy.
All my friends who go to other schools, like I don't know if you talk to like old club teammates and stuff like that, but like their like female athletes do not get treated like the way we do. I mean, your guys' our facilities are right next to each other with volleyball, and like they're so nice. We each have our own like stadium, locker room, all of that.
Yeah.
Soccer usually shares with like lacrosse and men's soccer.
Really?
And there's only a few like facilities in the country that are just like women's soccer.
I didn't know that.
Which is cool.
That's really cool.
But
yeah, that's awesome.
They take good care of us here.
Yeah, they really do. We're spoiled.
Yeah,
Very
we are
spoiled.
Have you ever been like the underwater like treadmill that they have?
No, I haven't tried it.
They like, well, it's probably good. That means you haven't gotten hurt.
No, I haven't.
But
knock on wood.
I know, seriously. They like brought me there on my visit, and I was like, this is nice.
Yeah, super cool.
Well, even football too like has so much.
Oh yeah, they
money.
are spoiled.
Yeah.
Talk about spoiled.
Yeah.
For sure.
Okay, where would you take somebody who's visiting Knoxville to go eat?
Ooh. Have you ever been to Stir?
Yes.
I love Stir.
The little ice cubes?
Yes. Yes. I don't know what the name of the dish was that I got. It was like a chicken, like Italian kind of something, but that was probably the best meal I've had here. Yeah.
Are you a fan of Cruz? Because your teammate Charlie came on and she was raving about Cruz.
I do like Cruz, yeah. I've been so many times, but yeah, it's
Is
a good
that your
staple.
team's like go-to?
Anytime we have like an official visit or like recruits come up, it's like everybody has to go to Cruz. So that's like
we do too. We had one last night and they were texting the group chat like 30-40 minutes we're going to be there with the recruit.
We're at Cruz, come swing by. We're like, okay.
What's your order?
I always get the caramel sundae.
Yeah.
Just simple.
Do you put it on Coach Weekly's card?
Oh, usually.
Yeah. That's what we do. We're like, this one's on Joe.
Yeah. Thank you, Karen.
Like the whole team shows up.
Yeah.
That's so funny.
Yeah.
How would you describe your time at Tennessee so far? Like this is your third year, your first 2 years.
Yeah.
What's it been like?
It's just been a blessing. I think just like being here, I've had nothing but positive experiences. All the girls are great. Even school, just like the relationships that you build like within the program. I know you've probably done the same with sports management. But yeah, it's just great. Like everyone here's so nice and they genuinely care about you as a person and like what goals you want to accomplish.
Yeah.
So yeah, just like surreal moment.
Yeah.
For sure.
Yeah, I'm with you. We have like the best support.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
On like the topic of support, your family, have they played a big role like in your journey? And
yeah, definitely. My mom is like #1 vol mom. I swear she has like outfits dressed for every game, hats to match her bag, earrings. Like
that is so cute.
She is a little feisty diva, I will say it, but she
like,
loves it.
Who is this diva? Have you seen it on TikTok?
Yeah. But they're like my biggest supporters. My dad, he's just so proud of me, and that's like so rewarding too, because like he was like my go-to when it came to going outside in the yard to throw and like hit bucket of balls and everything. So just being able to like be here and see all the stuff that they've sacrificed to get me here, and then it's all just coming together.
I bet he loved that like you played softball too and he could throw with you, because I feel like most dads are like, oh
yeah, most
I got
sports
a girl,
you can't really like
can't throw with her, but
yeah, for sure. Yeah.
That's really cute though.
Yeah, it's very awesome.
Let's talk about your last season.
Okay.
There's a moment, I have my phone, we're gonna put it, thank you so much, or it might be the other one. Okay, it's on your Instagram.
Oh, okay.
But
I'm gonna get it.
It's the video the NCAA posted of you hitting 76.
Okay.
Do you know which one I'm talking about? I think it's pinned.
Is it this one?
Yes.
Okay.
Talk us through that moment. Like, before, do you have a routine? What was going through your head during and then afterwards? Did you know, like, you hit 76?
Let's see. No. So this was, top of the third, Alabama. I believe we ended up winning this game. This was like deep in the season too, so I think stakes were high, just like adrenaline was pumping. And one thing that's always been like kind of a thing for me is like I'll throw harder as the game goes on. So like I think I was just like so excited. Like we love playing Bama. Like Bama's probably one of our biggest rivals. I had no idea that I hit 76. Usually that's not even on the forefront of my mind. But yeah, just like energy. Like I think that's like the most important thing as a pitcher too, is like you have to be the one to like bring the energy for everybody else to feed off of. Because like you go out there and you get your 3 outs and then you gotta go and score runs. So it was like if you end the inning with a lot of energy, then they're gonna be hyped up to go.
A lot of your games that I came to, you were like the heartbeat of like the team. Like you were like hyping everybody up. It was fun to watch.
Yeah, I appreciate it.
Yeah, that was like a super cool video.
Yeah.
And so you really had no clue you hit 76?
No, that was usually because like we don't have a radar or anything up at. Some of the schools do have like a radar. If you turn around quick enough, it'll be shown up on the screen. Okay. But we never have that. So I could hit a world record and I wouldn't even know.
Yeah. Did you find out when you came off or was it after the game?
After the game.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You were hyped though?
I was.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Which is funny though too, because like going into like my freshman year, even like beginning of sophomore year, I was like kind of timid. Like I didn't really show a whole lot of energy. And then me and Karen, our coach, like we had a conversation. It was like, Karlyn, like you have to carry like the energy. You have to bring this, and that's how you play your best when you're just like having fun and like playing in the moment rather than like thinking about so many things.
Yeah.
So.
Well, even your freshman year too, you were SEC Freshman of the Year. Like you were still scared back then?
Not scared. I think it was more of just like okay, like I'm an underclassman, I need to prove myself kind of thing. Yeah. So I didn't have that like, you know, I'm gonna stomp my feet and like
I could relate
scream, you know?
Actually, well, you've probably seen it online, but the video of the Gator Chomp.
Yeah.
I got flamed for that because I did it after I scored against Florida.
Yeah.
My freshman year. And like I went to the locker room and my dad like blew up my phone. He was so upset I did it. And like the other team was clowning me.
Oh no.
But like off the field I was like so shy. Like I'm like normally pretty outgoing and I would like go to practice and just like stare at my coach like that.
That's how it is though. I feel like games just like bring it out of you. Yeah. Like a totally different person. I'm like, I'll rewatch that video and I'm like, Jesus, like who am I? Like what was that?
Being like a freshman too is like especially weird because like you don't know what to expect, but it's also the best because you don't know what to expect.
Exactly, for sure. Yeah. And then your teammates are just like waiting to see like, oh, what's she gonna bring? Like yeah, it's cool.
It's also there's no expectation for you.
Yeah, right? Like, okay.
So it's like if you mess up, it's like, oh, I'm a freshman. Like, if you do well, it's like, I'm a freshman.
Yeah. Next time we play Florida, I'll Gator Chomp for you after a strikeout.
Thank you. That'll be awesome. Your guys' coach, Karen Weekly, she's kind of a legend in the softball world, especially like within your guys' program.
For sure.
Talk to me about what it's like to play under her and have her as a coach.
Yeah, I think Karen is hands down one of the best coaches I've ever had in my life. She just deeply cares about like not only like how you're doing on the field, but like your preparation off of the field. Yeah. And like we constantly are talking about like our mental processes and just like things that are gonna help us be successful. Like not even just in softball, but in the world in general. Like she just is a great coach and like has a really good sense of like just like what it takes to like make her players motivated. Yeah. And I think playing for somebody like her is just awesome. And she really carries on to what Pat Summitt kind of left here with the, you know, definite dozen and all of that. So just really like, you're gonna play for Karen and then you're gonna invite her to your wedding. Like she's that kind of coach,
That's so cute. Yeah, you guys had, well, our team heard about this rule, but the screen time.
Yeah.
I think you were the one who was telling me about it like, when I first found out.
Okay.
But like our team is always on our phone. And you could explain, I guess, but to everybody listening, explain the screen time rules.
Okay, so for the screen time rules, last season we actually watched a film, I can't remember the name of it. We watched it every year, but basically talked about how like toxic your phone can be and like the impact that it has on like if you're constantly on it and just the negative effects of it. So we decided as a team that we were gonna have screen time rules. This was kind of encouraged by our coach. And then
kind of
pretty encouraged. And then, so while we were in season, we were only allowed 12 hours of social media time a week. And so we would have to like basically go on our phones and log at the end of the week, like how much time was spent on each app, and then actually give it to Charlie. She was in charge of it.
Yeah, Charlie was telling our class the other day, like, she was giving a story on leadership, and she was telling how that was really hard for her.
Yeah, it was, because everyone's like, oh, I gotta go tell Charlie my screen time, like, as if Charlie was the one that's, like, enforcing it. But, so, I mean, we all did it. I was fine. Like, I don't know if, but yeah.
Are you still sticking to the 12 hours? No. Yeah.
No.
Mine would be like 12 hours in a day on a bad day.
Even so just like on like Instagram Reels, TikTok alone, it's like I'd be scrolling for hours.
Well, or like you guys have a lot of bus trips too, right?
Yeah.
That's how we are, and it's like, what else are you supposed to do? Read a book?
Color. We got coloring books.
Did you actually?
Yeah. Pro tip: get coloring books.
Heard it here first. Let's talk about fall ball so far. How has that been going? How have you been doing? What have you been focusing on?
Yeah, fall ball's been going great. Really just getting our new people, all of our freshmen, getting their innings, getting adjusted. I think the main focus for me has been dialing in my changeup. I don't know if you know a whole lot about pitching and that kind of thing, but that's been a really effective pitch for me. And I think the more I can tone that in and like be really accurate with that, it's just going to make my hard stuff, fastball, drop ball, all that even more better. So yeah.
And you guys wear the watches, right, that tell you what pitch to do?
Yeah.
I thought those were so cool when I came and watched.
Yeah.
How does it work?
So basically our pitching coach, Megan, she'll just send in, she'll have a watch too, and like if we have an iPad in there, and then she'll sit, fastball in, and then, fastball in, and then I'll throw it. And then you can even like customize it. I remember one time, I think it was against Alabama at their place, and we'd like obviously played Alabama a bunch of times before I was pitching, and there's a little slapper up, and they called like a drop ball outside, and it was like perfect, like swing and miss. And then on my watch, and she'd never done this before, and she put "do it again" in exclamation points, and I didn't know they could do that, and I was like, oh, that's great.
That is so cute.
And I did it again.
Did you actually?
Yeah.
Was that the same like time as that video?
No, not
Different?
the same time. It was at their place.
Oh,
yeah,
it was.
That was a home game.
Okay,
Yeah.
very cool.
Yeah.
We're gonna move into our locker room talk segment.
Okay.
So this is like team superlatives.
Okay.
Who is the funniest on your guys' team?
Oh gosh. Okay. Funniest. I should know this. We're all pretty funny. Let's see. I think Emma is really funny. Yeah, Emma.
Who on the team would you not let date your son?
Let's see. Oh gosh. Taylor Panel.
She's funny.
Yeah.
I like her. Okay, who would you let your date your son?
Cameron.
Cameron, I love her.
Yeah.
She's so
Sweetheart.
nice. She's at the SEC career tour right now.
Yeah,
That's
is.
super cool.
Yeah.
She's also sports management major? Yeah. Aw, that's awesome.
Yeah.
Okay, I guess you could probably say yourself for this one, but like the most clutch person on the team. Like you have to strike out. I mean.
Yeah.
Or like you need a hit.
I would say Kinsey.
Yeah.
Yeah. She's just like cutthroat.
Yeah.
For sure.
What about your transfers? Talk about like which transfers or which newcomers, freshmen included, you're excited to see.
Yeah. I'm really excited to see what Kinsey does this year. She'll be, center field, leadoff spot, kind of putting in Kiki's shoes. I think she's a great athlete, and she's already just such a good leader on our team, so I'm really excited to see what that looks like for this year. And then freshman-wise, I think we have our team is so deep this year, like anybody could be out on the field. Let's see. I'm excited for our freshman pitchers, Erin and Peyton, and even all of our pitchers, Sage as well. I'm excited to see what they do this year on the mound.
What advice would you give your freshman yourself?
Not to be timid, to do the fist pumps. Not to I thought so much all the time about each pitch. I was constantly like, was that right? Was that just that little hesitation? I wish I was just had no hesitation.
Softball and baseball are interesting because it's a team sport.
Yeah.
And at the same time, like when you're hitting or when you're pitching,
It's
like,
very
you're
individual.
kind of there like alone.
Yeah, especially like in the circle, you're like, okay, like you guys behind me, like what's going on? But yeah, it's very like, you feel like the spotlight's all on you, whether you're like hitting or the ball gets hit to you or you're pitching, like everything is so like, you might only get one ball hit to you a game, and then you're guaranteed in that moment you have to make a play. Like it's
Did you ever like used to hit?
Yeah, I hit all the way up till college.
No way.
I actually came into college and hit in the fall.
What?
I'm gonna shout out Charlie right now. My last college career hit was a home run off of Charlie.
Are you serious?
Yeah, it was.
Your last
She's gonna
hit was
kill
a home
me.
run.
She's gonna kill me.
That's awesome.
Yeah, I was like, I went to hitting practice. I was a hitter, yep. And then hit a home run off of Charlie, and the next day I was like, Karen, I don't want to hit anymore.
Why?
Well, usually pitchers don't usually hit in college. Like it's kind of just like a thing. And I knew like I had some high goals for pitching, and I was like, okay, I'm gonna have to split my time up between hitting and pitching, and I'd rather just stick to one thing and be really, really good at that. So
yeah, that makes sense. So you hit in high school too. Mm-hmm. How would that work? You would just like go straight into the lineup?
Yeah.
You're playing the whole game?
Yep.
Dang.
Yeah.
That's
and
very
then
fun.
if I wasn't pitching, I would usually play like another position in high school.
Yeah. So first year being an upperclassman, what can we expect from you this season?
Yeah, I think just consistency, like keeping the energy high, always wanting the ball, confidence. I think, like I was talking about earlier, like as a pitcher, like you want the energy to kind of feed off of you. So like if you're out there first inning and you're stomping your feet, like that's going to set the pace for the game.
Yeah.
So I think just keeping that fire going.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You guys think you'll make a deep run this year?
Yes,
Yeah.
I do. Very confident.
I was telling Charlie about this when she was on, but I came to the Super Regionals this past spring, and it was so much fun.
Was it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
You guys are so fun to watch. And like
It
your
is fun.
celebrations and everything.
Yeah.
What do you do as a pitcher? Like, do you have is your go-to the fist pump? Is it?
Yeah, it's really kind of a natural thing. I don't think I've ever like practiced it. It's just like after a big strikeout or a moment, it's the most natural thing is just like fist pump, stomp the ground.
You also do like you'll punch at the.
Oh, like with my glove, like a glove point. Yeah. I do that too.
Yeah.
I don't know. It's kind of second nature because the hitters have all their fun little like.
I know. Which one do you guys did the bowling one?
They did the. Whatever for the home run celebrations.
Yeah.
And then we have the pimp bat, which you probably haven't seen this because it's like in the dugout. But after a home run, we have a mommy hat and a bat that's like covered in like money and bedazzled. And then we'll like line up in the dugout like two lines, and then they'll like pimp walk like through the dugout while we like throw money on them.
Do you get to do it if you strike out or if you?
That's when you hit a home run. But pitchers don't have like a cool thing that we need something.
Petition in the comments.
I say this
for the pitchers.
Drop your suggestions down below.
That's lame.
I know. We need something because some teams have like big old like you have like the necklaces.
Yeah, we have the gold chain.
Yeah, some softball teams have that.
That was a lot of fun for us this season.
Yeah, it looked fun.
Yeah, because we hadn't done anything like that in the past. Mm-hmm. It honestly kind of came from you guys.
Oh, really?
Because we would like always watch and be like, we would see your guys' pictures on Instagram.
Yeah.
Like, we need like something really cool for celebrations. Yeah. And so we did the gold chain.
Well, it's just so exciting. And then it's like, oh yeah, I want to be able to do that. So it's like, it's motivating kind of.
We're always like, who's going to get the chain today?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's cool.
We're going to move in now to our fast break segment, which is basically just like fast questions.
Okay.
So, dinner or dessert?
Dinner.
Winter or summer?
Summer.
Dogs or cats?
Dogs.
Favorite celebration? We already said this one.
Yeah.
The
fist pump.
Yeah. Favorite song?
Ooh. Anything by Alan Jackson.
Alan Jackson?
Yeah.
And what about a favorite movie?
The Notebook.
Good one.
That's like I always say that. Yeah.
That is all that we have today. I just want to say thank you so much for coming on. We're going to put your like social media right here on the screen, and so everyone will be able to follow you.
Awesome.
But yeah, thanks for joining us.
Yeah, thanks for having me.
Thank you guys for tuning in to this episode of Everything School. Hope you guys enjoyed our conversation. Be sure to like, comment, and subscribe wherever you find your podcasts, Apple, Spotify, or YouTube. You already know Rock Media has you covered for all things Tennessee athletics, and be sure to follow us on social media and check out the highlights from the show. Once again, I'm Kate Runyon. See you next time, and as always, go Vols.